Hello everyone, this is Charles Wallingford back again with another watch video. We're having some watch talk with Greg, one of the co-owners of the tobacco company in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's where we're sitting at right now in his office. Don't forget about Harrisburg, but I always have a shout out to the tobacco company in Lemoyne, but currently in Harrisburg, and we're talking watches. And what Greg has on is a Rolex Submariner. Now, you've heard from me about the Rolex Submariner. I'm being transparent with him. I let him know that I'm always about the Rolex Submariner, but I still respect the person with it on. But he has a wonderful, I was talking to him about it, and the whole reason why we all love watches, one thing with the cigars and watches, there is a serious connection with the details, the absolute details, and that's what it's all about. But I was talking to him about his watches, his watch collection. I wanted you guys to hear it for yourself about what we actually talked about. So, Greg, tell us about this Submariner. When did you get it?
This particular Submariner I bought probably about 6 years ago. I have a two-tone Submariner, which was my first love. As a kid growing up, I always envied that. And it was probably more so the colors than anything. I'm an NFL St. Louis Rams fan from back in the LA days, and they were blue and gold. And that blue and gold just always jumped out at me. I didn't even know what a Rolex was. I mean, growing up, lived in half a double. There's no way that was just a dream. Seeing that.
So you didn't come from anything that to give you?
No.
Okay.
No. It's
so you've been wanting that watch forever.
For a long time.
So you explained to me ever since you were like around maybe five
or 6 years old.
5 or 6, you always wanted that watch.
I'll tell you how I got really started on watches. My aunt lived in Germany. Her husband was in the Air Force in Wiesbaden, Germany. And when I was in first grade, she sent me a watch for, it was either my birthday or Christmas, I can't remember now, but it was a Swiss-made mechanical watch, a winding watch. And I was probably the only kid in first grade that wore a watch. A metal band, I mean, it was nothing fancy. It was probably a $20 watch at tops, you know, back then in first grade. But I used to wear that watch, and I just grew to love watches. And anytime I could, I would get a book on them, or I'd get a magazine, and I'd flip through and look at the pictures. And that two-tone Submariner just caught my eye. It had nothing to do with the name of Rolex. It didn't have anything to do with its mechanical capability, because to be honest, there's a lot of other watches out there that complications and the mechanics behind the watch, the engineering behind the watch, I think are far superior than a Rolex. So it doesn't have to be the pinnacle of anyone's dream to get that. I mean, it's all personal preference. For me, it was the color that drew it to me. However, over the years, I've done well. I've been successful in business, owned a few companies, and started collecting watches. And I found that the two-tone wasn't always appropriate, so I got a stainless to kind of go with jeans. And right now I'm in sweats. Sorry about that. But kind of go to the gym this morning. But so that's how I came about getting this watch.
Okay.
So it was more of an everyday type watch that I could wear with jeans, or you can throw a suit on. It kind of goes with everything.
But it took a lot of work. It took a lot of hope and dream and heart and focus to get to that point. It wasn't something that just came.
Yeah.
A lot of times the guys want that watch right away. And my biggest thing, I won't have the nicest watch. I won't have the nicest watch yet. I have a watch that I love right now, Breitling Chronomat, but I've been wanting that watch for years, just like Greg. I was looking through the glass of the jewelry store, just looking at it. And one day I'm gonna get that watch. And it sounds like that's what you said to yourself.
Exactly. Yep. And you brought up a point. You may never have the nicest watch. People got to keep that in mind. I mean, I talk to serious watch collectors, and I've been to some pretty serious watch shows, and I talked to a guy one time who said, yeah, he goes, I went in and I bought a Glashütte and I can't remember, I think it was a Panerai or something. And he goes, yeah, I dropped 60,000 a piece in each watch. And I'm looking at him like, what the hell do you do that you can, just to go in, and then the guy's a serious collector, but, so there's always going to be someone that's going to have to, so, you know, set the money aside, don't worry about what it's got to appeal to your eye.
Yeah.
It's got to be functional, it's got to work.
So don't get it just because it's a Rolex.
Absolutely not. In fact, they're referred to a lot of times as a Texas Timex.
Texas Timex.
Oh yeah, that's the saying for a long time.
I never heard of that term before, Texas Timex. Why do they call it Texas Timex?
You know, I'm not really sure. I guess to kind of say, you know, that its mechanics are not, you know, anything superior. Now, don't get me wrong, the movements have improved over the years and Rolex, but they've been infamous for their inability to keep good time over time. I mean,
yes.
In a day, I mean, you're not going to notice, but if you like, if I have my Submariner on and I'm wearing it every day for months, you know, a month or so, you know, I'm going to gain time on that watch, and I got to adjust it, you know. So I have other watches that don't cost anything near that they're never on, and they're on all the time. If you want to keep good time, get a quartz watch.
That's true.
Yeah,
and that's
100%
that's
true.
a video we're talking about pretty soon. Last thing, is there any watches on the horizon for you that you'd like to get?
Yeah. There's one. There's actually two that I really like. The one is a Panerai. It's the ceramic.
Right.
With
Okay.
the black bezel,
That's
black
I
face.
actually like that, and I don't like Panerai.
Yeah.
And I like that one.
I do own a Panerai, but I think I'd like to move up to that one at some point someday.
Okay.
That's the one I'm kind of peering in the window at all the time. I also like the two-tone Audemars Piguet.
Okay.
Very nice. That black with that gold really kind of pops out. But again, that's a dream. You know, that's something that maybe down the road might do a little bit better. Maybe that might be on the ticket someday.
That sounds great. Sounds great. Thank you for just having that short little video with us.
My pleasure.
That's Watch Talk. Again, I'd like to thank Greg. We always have good old Style Con coming and giving his detail extra, even though he didn't give that much this time. What's going on?
Letting Greg explain his experience. His experience is sort of like mine. I grew up in a very poor neighborhood, made something out of myself, at least tried to, and have been able to afford some decent watches. You know, and that's what it's all about. If that's what you like, but once again, the cigars, the watches, they're all tying in together. We've got a nice bottle of cognac right here. I've got some fine cigars, just enjoying each other's company, chit-chatting, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, it's a pretty good day.
Always a good day.
So that's Watch Talk for now. I always ask the question, how would you spend your money? It's also about time, because time is money. This is how I would spend my money.